So I just want to take a quick moment to introduce everybody to the newest member of our team here at Our Lady of Good Counsel, Joe Jordano. It's a pleasure to have you here with us, brother. Joe moved in with his wife Becky and their two sons, Damien and John Paul. And just want to introduce him because he's really a critical piece of everything that we're doing here. He's a particular gift to me as pastor of Our Lady of Good Counsel. Maybe just set it up this way. So I've been ordained 19 years in May. And for at least the last half of my life as a priest, as a pastor, I've always thought that the early apostles, they're looking around, they're doing their ministry, and they realize something's lacking, we need help. And so they create deacons. And so deacons have this really particular role of being the assistants to the apostles so that they can be about the work of proclaiming the gospel and of taking care of the people in the way that the Lord asked them. I've thought for years now, I don't know what the analog is for us, but we need like new deacons. I mean, we still have deacons, they're a great gift, that's not my point. But we need something. I mean, we're drowning in work, and the old model of doing things doesn't work anymore. Right? And so, sure enough, I get back from sabbatical in October, I get this email from this guy that I talked to once on the phone, who I've emailed with back and forth a few times, and it was you. And you proposed this totally wacky idea, which just happened to coincide exactly with one of the things that God was putting on my heart when I was on sabbatical. Maybe you can just tell us briefly about that. Like, what got you here, and then what are you doing at Our Lady of Good Counsel? Because you're showing up everywhere all of a sudden. You're like, where's Waldo?
Yeah, so a little bit about my history. So for about 10 years, I was attending various different Protestant megachurches, and during that time, got to know what they would call like an executive pastor or COO type. And when I came back into really full communion with the Catholic Church, I thought to myself, wow, it's crazy what we ask our priests to do, especially in a parish this size, only two of you having all the responsibilities of teaching, sanctifying, and governing. And it just made sense that there would be someone who doesn't need to be a priest to assist with some of the governance role. And so, basically, for years, I had this idea on my heart. And a similar position came up at our old parish.
Which was where?
In Alexandria, Virginia.
Okay.
And our pastor had a vision for this type of position. And my wife said to me, well, you're going to apply for this position, aren't you? You've been talking about this role since I know you. And I said, you're right, I have been talking about this role since I know you, but I don't really feel called to do it at our parish for whatever reason. And long story short, there's a buddy of mine got that job. He's doing a phenomenal job there. But at that time, it was a chance to step back and say, all right, well, I have been talking about this type of position for years. Here it is, the position opens up at our parish, which we love, pastor whom we love, yet I don't feel called to do it there. So where might I be called to do it? And as we're praying about this, I'd come to know of your ministry, and then certainly to come to know of the great work, great parishioners here at OLGC, just through Catholic radio, and over following chapel chats and just checking out the website and getting to know some of the people here, I was just so blown away by your heart for the new evangelization and all the great work you were doing towards that. And so I said to myself, and Becky agreed, if there's any place in the world I'd love to do a job like this, is Our Lady of Good Counsel. And the beauty of discernment is I can pitch the idea, but you'd have to say yes. So.
Yeah, so you pitched the idea, and at the same time, the Lord's put this on my heart to do something like this, and so there was this perfect melding of what he was saying to you and what he was saying to me. Now, I know you, and I also know how humble you are. I've come to realize that just in the month or so that we've been working together, but why you? Like, what qualifies you to be working in this position for us? Can you just share a little bit about your background with folks who are sitting there going, who's this Joe guy, and like what made him so eligible to do this role?
Well, you did already offer me the job, so no turning back.
Yeah, good job,
yeah. So degree in finance and marketing, and did
from where?
From University of Pennsylvania, and spent about 3.5 years working for Pepsi. So you will no longer see Coke products on the church grounds. Sorry if you're a Coke drinker, it's just not going to happen anymore. So I spent 3.5 years there doing strategic planning, and as much as I enjoyed the people I got to work with, I felt like there, maybe had to be a little more to life than selling carbonated water, sugar water to kids. No offense to anyone who's in that industry. And got involved in some ministries overseas, volunteered for a year in West Africa, then had a job down in Grenada after Hurricane Ivan hit, was doing some relief and development work. And then really for the last 9 years have had the privilege of working for a human rights organization called International Justice Mission.
Which Father Steve and I have talked about on a couple of occasions on Chapel Chat. Great work rescuing people, human trafficking, slavery, those kinds of things, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And we worked in developing countries where the public justice system was broken and didn't work for the poor. And it was just a dream job. Loved every minute of it for the last 9 years. Wasn't looking for a job. But like I said, as this idea came up at our parish, it started, Becky and I just started thinking and praying, if I were to ever leave that ministry, what would I want to do? And this would be the dream job, and just felt a real calling to this place.
So it's this great background and melding of great business, financial experience, and kind of strategic alignment work, as well as you can gather from just the little bit that Joe shared there, just the heart that you got for ministry, which has just been a real gift to see. So it's a great blending of these two things, which we really need, especially in a position like this, like the Director of Parish Operations, which is what we're calling it. Real quick, tell people, what can we expect from you? What do you do?
Yeah. That's a great question, because I get it every day, usually from my wife. But no, it's an opportunity to come. And again, if you think about the responsibilities of pastor, governance, teaching, and sanctifying, it's really relieving some of those governance responsibilities, freeing you up to spend more time with the parishioners, to spend more time doing the things you're incredibly gifted to do, love to do, and the reasons you became a priest. And to just help with the team, help develop a strategic plan, help develop areas of operational alignment, efficiency, and excellence, and just make sure we're doing everything we can to bring the vision to reality. So,
I think, humbly or realistically, you give me, or you're going to, once we get through some of the stuff that we're doing right now, but I bet I get 30 hours a week back because of him. So 30 hours that right now are dedicated to a whole set of things which I can hand off to somebody who, in all honesty, can do much better than I can, so that I can do the things which only any priest can do, whether it's especially the sanctifying part with the celebration of the sacraments, but also the teaching part. So you're a great gift to us as a parish, great gift to me personally. There's lots more to say. Stay tuned, especially in some of the work that we're doing right now that we're going to roll out to the parish, probably mid to late March, early April, and we'll have an opportunity to maybe talk a little bit more about some of those specific things that Joe's helping with. But welcome aboard. It's great to have you here.
Yeah, thanks so much. Really appreciate it.
Thanks,
and if you see my wife and I at Mass, please come say hi to us or just around. We'll be the ones in the children's room with the 2 kids screaming. So, yeah,
They are.
for us there.
God bless everybody.